What's up, everybody, and welcome to Bios3 Raw TV. Today we're going to talk a little bit about nothing to do with bodybuilding. Again, we got a lot of these emails that come in. I get a lot of these emails that come in, and it's not just about bodybuilding and diet and supplements and drugs and all this stuff that has to do with the fitness industry. It has to do with real life experiences and real life things that are happening right now, and people that are in predicaments that I've been in, or they think I may have been in, or have at least seen. They ask for advice. So this one, I've had a couple like this. I mean, not a whole lot, but it definitely warrants putting something out there in case someone else goes through this. They can, use some of this advice possibly. So this individual has him and his workout partner who are real tight. They've been training together for a long time. They kind of got into the gym together, so they were newbies together and stuff. And they have another workout buddy that trains with them, okay? Those two that I'm referring to are natural. The other workout buddy takes gear, okay? He's been on steroids since his 20s. He's an older guy now, so about 2 months into lifting, these two best friends, one of them decides he's going to use drugs. He's going to go with the gear. He's following suit of the other guy that's training with them. So now the younger guy who's said, you know what, I'm not going to use gear, I'm going to stay natty, is, he's not having an issue with it, but he's like, hey, it's your own deal, whatever, fuck it. I'm not going to deal with it. No big deal. So, I guess the guy that started the gear doesn't really know much about diet, doesn't know much about training. He's just on the gear and he's just going for it. So, the guy that gave him the gear didn't really tell him much about it. He just says, here, take this, do this, and you'll be swole and jacked up and life is great, and et cetera, et cetera. So, there's no, this is the way you should train, this is the way you should eat. No warnings that he gave them, which, doesn't sound very responsible on that guy's part. So now that he's on the juice, he's letting it consume all of his life. His moods, everything has changed. And he says it's in a negative way. All this guy wants to do now is argue and fight and piss and moan. He fights with him, he fights with his wife, he fights with his kids, fights with the coworkers. He said, pretty much they're basically like not even friends anymore because of the aggressiveness that this guy has, and he's just arguing all the time with everybody. So basically they went from like training together and hanging out on weekends and stuff and do all the stuff that like best friends do to like not even talking. Like they don't even talk now. So he said that the only person he knew to reach out to was the guy who gave him the juice. And pretty much he had nothing helpful to say at all. So that's why this guy is reaching out to me. He wants to know about psychological experiences of people on hormones. Now, I can't speak for your friend who is on the hormones, but a general rule of thumb is if you're a dickhead when you're off the juice, you're going to be a dickhead when you're on the juice, but you can be a bigger dickhead when you're on the juice. Now, that being said, it didn't sound like this guy was an asshole before, so what you're seeing in what you're experiencing is the Superman complex, okay? I don't know what the real name for it is, but that's what I call it. And it is a sense of, overwhelming sense of well-being, a sense of betterment, like you're being better than you were before, so you're progressing and you're evolving. But you're also better than everyone else because you're going faster than they are. You look better than they do. You're stronger than they are. So you essentially think you're better than everyone else. The Superman complex. I am Superman. Everyone is below me. No one can stop me. Okay? And they lose sight of what's going on around them. They actually have their own reality. Okay? And their reality is they're the superstar. They're Joe Hollywood. They're everything everybody wants to be. They're super popular. They're better at everything than everyone else. And this is all stemmed from like, you go to the gym, you bench 200 the week before, you bench 350 now. Okay, PR. So, the psychological effect, I'm not sure if it really, changes anything in the person per se, but it gives them that ability to be more confident and just basically, if they want to, be a dick because they don't think anyone's going to stop them. They think, I'm so cool, my wife's not going to leave me. I'm so cool, everybody wants to be my friend. I'm so big and strong, and this is, I remember being 270 pounds and waiting at the bank to deposit my check. And I'm standing there because they didn't have direct deposit back in the day. That's how old I am, right? So I'm standing there waiting about 5 people deep in line, and I'm sitting there going, why the fuck should I wait? Why should I have to stand there and wait? I could take that counter, that right there where that lady is, and I could rip that thing off and throw it over there. They're making me stand here and wait. And this is the stuff that would go through my head when I was a young kid. You just don't understand that, you have your own reality. And anybody that could endanger them losing that reality, like if you're saying something to them like, dude, you're being a dick, stop this, you should get off the gear, whatever, they're automatically going to disregard you. You're going to be pushed right out of their lives because they don't want to lose that. Okay, so now they have like a superstar mentality, lifestyle in their head, and they have someone who's trying to shut that down and take it away from them. You know, let's look at it like that. I mean, would you really want that to happen if, you know, if someone was trying to take away all your hard work? Because they still perceive themselves as, hey, I'm working hard for it, but I'm getting the results, so it's all mine. It's all mine, which it is. But at the same time, the drugs are allowing you to progress faster than everyone else, but so would everyone else if they took the drugs too. It's not because of you. It's because of the drugs that you're progressing faster. It's because of the drugs that you're getting those PRs. So they basically think they themselves are responsible for the great things that are happening in the gym and giving them that attitude. They don't realize it's really the drugs. So my advice to you, honestly, there's nothing you can do about it, okay? You have to just step back and let this person spiral out of control, lose everything, and then realize, wow, what a fucking dick I was. What an asshole I was. Just let it run its course, because the more you push, you know, he's already got another buddy who's feeding him the juice. He's going to go hang out with them. He ain't going to hang out with you. So they're going to hang out together. Birds of a feather flock together, and they're going to do their thing. Okay, and then what's going to happen is you're going to be sitting there going, you know, I don't understand. And, you know, hey, we were best friends, and he's going to go, fuck you. But if you just back off, at least he'll still respect you. He'll still listen to you. You know, hey man, did you see the Flyers game the other night? He may interact with you, but you know, you push, he's gonna go hang out with that other dude and continue his lifestyle like that, and it ain't gonna change. So you know, there's nothing you can do at this point. You know, there's absolutely nothing until he sees that he's hurting people around him, and he decides that either I can be on this stuff and control it and not do what I'm doing because I understand it's happening now, or I'm on this shit and I need to get off because I can't control it. But either way, the decision is now his. He's a full-grown adult, and there is nothing you can do about it. Sorry, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the only thing you can do is, I mean, if you're friends with his wife and you're friends with his friends and you know his kids, and like you're still tight with the family in general, I would just kind of pick up the slack by being around for them and letting them know, hey, you know what, this is probably just a phase. You know, it's not really him, whatever. You know, I don't know if they know he's on the juice or not. Obviously, if they don't tell them because it's going to cause more tension between them, you, him, everybody. But just try to comfort them and let them know that, you know, he's just going through a bad phase, something's wrong, but it'll work out in the end. So, bios3training@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.bios3training.com is the blog, and we're the Gear Force Bicep. We're out.